Hey, what's up everybody? It's Timothy here with Mana Rocks, and we're going to be playing some more Standard today with interest in Brew. Again, I want to go ahead and point out, after playing the Surveil deck and everything, that when I play Standard on Arena, I'm doing it just for fun. Like, this isn't a real-life tournament, so the decks I build, they're brews, right? They're not meant to be top tier. I'm not bringing them through, like, the top decks or anything like that. I expect to lose to, like, Mono Red and a lot of other stuff, but I think there's something fun about brewing and just playing something interesting. So don't expect me to go like 5-0 with this deck or anything like that. And if you're going to criticize, go ahead and give me some constructive criticism. Tell me what you would do to change the deck around. Tell me if you've been playing something similar. Don't just say the deck sucks, because yes, obviously it sucks, right? Anyway, the deck that sucks that we're going to play today, I'm calling it Blue-Red Cavalcade. I was really interested in playing with Cavalcade of Calamity in Standard because it does remind me of Throne of the God Pharaoh, which was a deck that I brewed around a lot. A mono blue throne with cards like Slither Blade and Vehicles to tap creatures down is kind of sweet. And this deck is very similar. Basically, we're relying on a bunch of 1-drops, very hard to block creatures, either the unblockable Merfolk, the Terramanders, the Siren Storm Tamers. These are our 10 1-drops that we're hoping to get out. A couple 2-drops, Night Veil Sprite and Tetsuko as a 1-of. It is legendary, so you don't want to draw more than one. But it does make it so that your creatures are basically unblockable, even if your opponent plays a flyer. Like if our opponent plays Enigma Drake or something like that, then Tetsuko will make it so all our creatures can keep attacking. Nightveil Sprite is just there for value and a decent 1-power flyer, right? We want all of our things to essentially be 1 power here, so that Cavalcade always triggers on them. So we're not looking for ways to pump and stuff like that. It kind of takes the same vein as like a favorable wins deck. We do have a lot of the same cards, but instead of specifically flyers, we're looking for 1-power creatures. We have Goblin Instigator, which makes 2 1-power creatures and lets you kind of go off with Cavalcade. And then Clamor Shaman, which is something I'm just kind of trying out. It has been decent, but on the ground, if you can't get your goblins through, then Clamor Shaman comes down with 1 power and haste and lets you make a good attack. And then Legion Warboss, which itself doesn't actually trigger Cavalcade, but it does make 1/1s at the beginning of combat, so they do get to declare an attack and trigger Cavalcade. Outside of the creatures, there's not a lot of interaction, which makes this, a quote-unquote bad deck, right? I might add Blink of an Eyes and stuff like that to the deck, but for interaction, we mostly just have 2 Lava Coils, and that's basically it. Honestly, Blink of an Eye would probably be better, but you need some amount of things, but this is very Glass Cannon, right? Either we play out a bunch of creatures and they die, and we don't get to do the thing, or we play against Mono Red and they kill us before we get going. So it's very Glass Cannon, right? It's going to fall apart against, any reasonable draw from a top-tier deck or something like that. There's also 4 Chart a Course and 4 Light of the Stage as card advantage. It's very easy to get Chart a Course going for just the straight-up draw 2, and same with Light of the Stage for the 1-mana draw 2. And then I'm trying out a single Vance's Blasting Cannons, which is a card that I think should get played a little bit more, and I really like it, but it's not insane. The mana base, a little bit awkward. We have 8 lands that can produce blue or red on turn 1. You can see that the blue on turn 1 is very important, and the red on turn 2 is just as important. But the deck is here to try and take advantage of Cavalcade, get a bunch of creatures down, and then have Cavalcade of Calamity kind of double or triple the amount of damage. The one thing I like about this that wasn't true about Throne of the God Pharaoh is that this stacks in multiples. So you can play multiple Cavalcades, and it will trigger for each creature, for each Cavalcade you have. Throne of the God Pharaoh was legendary, so it didn't do that. Again, Favorable Winds does something similar, where you can play multiple Favorable Winds and stack the ability. So that's what we're trying to do. Anyway, this is Blue-Red Cavalcade. We're going to go ahead and run it through some best-of-1 matches. Again, no sideboard, because I'm not intending to play this in best-of-3. And I would love to hear what you guys think. If anything comes to mind as something you would or would not play here, or something I'm completely missing out on, maybe a really good 1-power creature that works nicely with Cavalcade, let me know. And yeah, let's get into some matches here. Alright, game 1. Traditionally starting off a Mana Rocks video with a 1-lander. Close to keep, but I don't think you can keep 1-landers even in a low curve deck like this. And we have more lands than we need in a 1-lander. I'm going to keep this because of Chart a Course, which can help us find some more gas. But this is more lands. We probably want around 2 to 3 lands in our opening hand, 2 being good. And I'll just keep a creature on top here. Opponent mulled to 5. Tyrant and Sparky giving us a little bit of a freebie for our mulligan. But we don't put a lot of pressure on early. When we do draw Cavalcade, we get to go off, but we don't even normally play that on turn 2. So let's go Herald. Next turn we'll play Tetsuko. We'll keep going. I've been brewing a lot of decks lately, so I wanted to share them with people. I'm also brewing a Naya Cavalcade deck that's using a Hero of Precinct 1 and cards like that. Uh-oh. Against mono red, perhaps. Go ahead and attack with our Merfolk, or Merman. Alright, if they use like lightning strikes on our creatures, I think that's fine. Does look like mono red with a lot more burn. Probably have a bunch of wizards, lightnings, and whatnot. I don't want to really steam vents here, so I think I'm going to attack, let them use their removal, and then second main play Chart a Course, hope to hit an island and play Siren Storm Tamer. No such luck, so we are going to go ahead and shock and play another Herald. I'd rather save the Storm Tamer for a turn where I can play it and possibly just kill him. Opponent doesn't want to use removal on any of our creatures. Could have like a Goblin Chain Whirler or something, which would just wreck this deck. I'm ready for it. Show me. Oh, Vyashno Pyromancer. Okay. That does not just wreck our deck, but it does turn on Wizard's Lightning, which I assume is going to hit Tetsuko, or maybe even me. Okay, skewer me. So opponent's going to go all in here. Drawing a Cavalcade would put us in a good spot. As it is, we're going to attack with everything. Play Chart a Course. Yeah. And then play another 1-drop. Hopefully draw an island. I can play 2 1-drops. Or draw a Goblin Instigator here. Alright, there's Cavalcade. Fortunately, we don't get to use all of our mana. I'm going to offer the trade for the Herald here if they want to go and block. Or if they want to attack into it. Don't want my opponent to have a free light up the stage. Mono Red's such a dorky deck. It's a good deck. Like, if I were playing at a tournament, I would strongly consider it as a choice, but it's so dorky. Like, you just either free win or you get stabilized against. There's not a lot of skill to it, I would say. There is when deciding whether to kill your opponent's creatures. Okay, looks like they have a light up the stage. No, otherwise, why not Wizard's Lightning me? Okay, that seemed bad. I think if I were them, I would have Wizard's Lightning me into the light up the stage, but what have you, I don't care. So we're going to play Cavalcade into 2 more threats here. Excuse me. So we're going to deal 6 to our opponent. And then I don't think I'm dying on the swing back. It's possible, but we know that one of their cards is basically a land. So put our opponent down to 8, play 2 more creatures. And then ship it. If they don't interact with our creatures, they are dead. And I also only need one of my creatures to survive here to still have lethal on the swing back, so I might trade off for Pyromancer. 2 in hand from the opponent. That's not going to do it. What even is this? 3-1 haste? Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 puts us down to 4. If their last card is light up the stage, then they can technically kill us. If they go light up the stage into something else. As it is, this is just lethal, so let's go for the attack. And opponent sees it. So Cavalcade essentially just doubling the amount of damage that all of our 1-power creatures do. But again, when you draw multiple Cavalcades, you triple, quadruple the damage. Do get to steal a game from mono red, which always feels nice. But the 3-1 haste makes me believe that wasn't a fully tuned mono red deck. See you in game 2. Alright, I like these sorts of hands because I get to try out the blasting cannons here. I am on the draw. Being on the play is very important. If you're going to play a janky deck like this, make sure you're good at rolling dice because you want to be on the play here. Hopefully no mountain so I can feel comfortable shocking myself for steam vents. Okay, green. Could mean anything. Alright, we don't have to shock. Let's go. Go and play out Pteramander. Pteramander doesn't adapt very often, but we do have multiple Chart a Courses and light up the stages, so I have adapted it before. It's basically a 1-mana 1/1 flyer. Okay, so we're against Sultai, I assume. Most Golgari decks are now playing blue for Hydroid Krasis. So that makes Goblin Instigator one of our best draws. As it is, we're just going to attack with Pteramander and then send out a Nightville Sprite. I wonder, instead of Lava Coils, I'm thinking of putting Skewer the Critics in here because it's very easy to turn on Spectacle and that extra burn damage could help. And Skewer is going to kill a lot of the same threats that Lava Coil does. Hopefully this is the small Jade Light Ranger. It is. Nice. No blocks. Again, Goblin Instigator would be awesome here because it threatens to block both of these. More lands is not awesome. Well, drawing that many lands, I fall behind super quickly here. Surveil into a 1-drop. I don't think I want to be drawing these. I'm pretty far behind now. I haven't drawn nothing but lands. But we get to play the Steam Vents here, and maybe Vance's Blasting Cannons is going to be good. I am going to probably just trade off Siren Storm Tamer, though. Opponent shocking themselves makes me not want to trade off. What 4-drop do they want here? Ravenous Chupacabra or something like that? Oh, actually, we should probably block Branch Walker because that's the creature. No, you know what? Let's not trade here. Opponent shocked themselves twice, so it kind of makes up for the extra damage we're taking. They can't have Vraska's Contempt here. Goblin Instigator was our draw. Am I forgetting some sort of hasty creature here? Or some sort of flash creature? They could have Frilled Mystic, but that doesn't quite do it. Oh, am I worried about Frilled Mystic? Oh my god, I'm going to get Frilled Mystic, aren't I? Okay. Show me the frilly boy. Here it comes. Yep. Alright, we got Mystic Snaked, which is very bad for us. Kind of obvious. I guess we could have not played anything there. They still just flash out the 3/2. I haven't seen Frilled Mystic in a lot of these decks, though, so I guess this is a good start to kind of understand it. Now I'm on a 2-turn clock. I don't think I'm in a position to be able to win this game, but the opponent is at 10, so I could see a draw like Cavalcade into Instigator or something like that. Opponent already dealt 4 damage to themselves for us. Ooh, Hadana's Climb, huh? Hadana's Climb is good. It doesn't really change the clock at all. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't change very much at all, actually. I doubt they're playing like Essence Scatter or anything like that. Okay, Light Up the Stage was a good draw. I'm going to attack with everything here. Put our opponent down to 7. Surveil. Probably a spell to the graveyard if I can. Alright, we don't want Nightville Sprite. So let's go ahead and light up the stage. Alright, Instigator. I'm going to play double Instigator, I think. Rather than Instigator, Mist-Cloaked Herald. I can still just play this Mist-Cloaked Herald next turn. What I'm really worried about is my opponent having some weird way to put a counter on Frilled Mystic and then flipping this and then killing us, but I don't think that's going to happen. And as it is, I've got a bunch of blocks here, so let's see what the opponent can muster up. Hydroid Krasis for 2 wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It would let him flip Hadana's Climb, but we have some outs to be able to beat that. Pteramander currently costs 7 mana. I'm 1 away from doing that. Alright, so predictable Krasis is predictable. This is going to flip Hadana's Climb. Opponent's at 9. If I draw Cavalcade, we can do it. Go Chump Chump. Opponent's got to be careful how many creatures they actually attack with here, I think. Alright, give me Chart a Course, Cavalcade, Light Up the Stage. Give me anything like that. Yeah, smart for them to go ahead and put another creature. Let's go and block 4 damage, and Do I win if I draw Cavalcade? Yeah, I do, because it deals 6 right away, and then I deal 4 more through blocks. Alright, that's 2 more shots at Cavalcade. We have 4 in the deck, and we haven't drawn one yet. There it goes. There it goes. Yes, yes. And that is the GG. So they take 6 right off the bat. And then they can only block 2 creatures, so they're going to go ahead and take 4 more. Very nice, very nice. After getting blown out by Frilled Mystic, too. Ugh. Alright, and we get to take it against top-tier deck. Let's get wrecked. Alright, I mean, well, wait, let's not get wrecked. Let's wreck them. Alright, let's try to wreck someone else. See you in match 3. Okay, this is would have been a really good draw on the play, but alas, oh, and we have to shock ourselves. Yeah, this is a lot worse on the draw. I mean, our deck is just a lot worse on the draw. It looks like we're against some sort of Drake deck here. Chart, of course, is nice later on, but I am going to go ahead and get down another Night Veil Sprite. Excuse me. Blue-red usually means either a Drake deck or an Arclight Phoenix deck. I haven't seen a lot of Arclight Phoenix decks recently since the new set came out. Probably going to see an Enigma Drake here. No? Okay. So I get to go light up the stage plus another card here. Let's go ahead and attack first. Radical idea. Okay. Sure. Actually well, yeah. Let's throw that in the graveyard, because we're going to cast Light Up the Stage. I don't necessarily know that we want to hit another Light Up the Stage. Let's go ahead and light first in case we hit lands. Cool. So we'll play Mountain, and I think I just want to play another Night Veil Sprite. The more bodies we can get out, the better. My opponent, these decks don't typically play main deck sweepers. They do in best of one more often, so we could see something like, not Gates Ablaze, but Fiery Cannonade. That's not super likely. I do get to attack into Crackling Drake here, which is nice. We're looking for Cavalcade now. We're going to draw that this turn. Yeah, I guess we just keep a creature on top here. Sure. So we're probably going to chart a course into Night Veil Sprite, though. Opponent can block a damage here. Next turn we won't have free attacks, but our opponent might attack us with the Drake and just play like another Drake or something. So let's go ahead and chart a course. Ooh, Blasting Cannons. That could be interesting. And let's go ahead and just play another Sprite. If we play Blasting Cannons next turn, we can almost guaranteed flip it the turn after. Between these two alone, let alone what we hit off the top. Electrostatic Field. Okay, didn't see that one coming. It's just extra damage to us, but it doesn't block any of our creatures. It can block like Goblin Instigators, but it doesn't even stop them from attacking. Attack with Crackling Drake, huh? Means they're probably going to play an Enigma Drake or something. Or play a spell. Get in 1 damage. Okay, chart a course makes sense, I suppose. And opt. Sure. Okay, so Crackling Drake getting bigger now. Tetsuko. Doesn't actually change very much here, so I think what I'm going to do is go Vance's Blasting Cannons into Mistcloaked Herald. We can go ahead and jam everything here. Gotta accept that we're taking a lot of damage. This is probably going to come down to next turn, I think. We also get to set up Vance's Blasting Cannons with the Surveil here if we find something we like. So put something cheap on top, essentially. Cavalcade. We do want Cavalcade. So So we'll go and keep that on top with both Surveils. Play a land. And then let's go Misty Herald into Vance's Blasting Cannons. And again, this is kind of a tech card I'm trying out here. I guess the whole deck is like something I'm trying out, but I really wanted to see how Vance's Blasting Cannons would perform. If Cavalcade resolves, we have 5 unblockable damage, 6, 7 unblockable damage. We could just be dead to like, oh, Niv Mizzet, huh? Okay, that changes things a little bit. Okay, so this only triggers off instants and sorcery, so we got to try and win this turn. Ooh, double Cavalcade. All right, so that's 10 damage just for attacking. All right, well, that wins the game. And we can even play Tetsuko here, so Night Veil Sprite can't be blocked. That flips the Blasting Cannons, which won't matter too much. And then they're just dead to double Cavalcade here. That's 10, and then they can't block anything. That's 15 damage. Boom, 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 boom. That's my favorite part. You do have to sit here and watch all the triggers, though, unless the opponent concedes. Also, something's going on with the highlight in here. I'm not sure. Ooh, Cavalcade really dug us out there. And they probably try and kill us on the next turn. Come very close to it, right? My experience is every time Niv Mizzet hits board, you're just dead on the next turn. So we got lucky there. Opponent didn't have any removal. Sure, we'll keep the third Cavalcade on top. The cannon's probably not super relevant. It seems good against control, but in best of 1, you don't play against control very often, so maybe as a sideboard card in best of 3, the cannons would be a lot better. People tend to lean towards aggro in best of 1. All right, that's 3 matches in. Let's go and play 2 more. I'll see you in the 4th match here. All right, so this is the 4th match. I kind of like this hand. I wish I had a 1-drop, but it doesn't. At least it can start playing all of our spells, and it has one of our only interactive cards. Something I wanted to mention is one concession you have to make for this deck in order to play Cavalcade is you can't play, what is it called? You can't play Curious Obsession. You could, but it just makes all your Cavalcades worse, right? Since you turn them into 2-power creatures. It's similar with the Bant, huh? No, not life gain. Okay, so I could play Chart a Course, I could just play another creature. Let's go and see what's on top. If I leave a 1-drop on top, I'll probably go Chart a Course 1-drop here. Clamor Shaman. I don't really know what my opponent's playing here with Bant. It's probably some sort of Teferi deck. Don't think I want Clamor Shaman, though. Might regret that. And let's go ahead and just play... I'm very likely to draw a 1-drop with Chart a Course. Or, yeah, I could just play Night Veil Sprite. And then next turn, I probably play Cannons, which is going to be really good if this is a control matchup. Revitalize probably makes it a control matchup. Yeah, oh, definitely against control. Ooh, never mind. We're playing against some Bant Krasis deck. Oh, they didn't have another land in hand? Hey, look, a 1-drop. All right, so we're just going to play Blasting Cannons here because it's very good against control decks. I want to get that down before they have, like, Absorb or something up. We don't want lands here. Hopefully something we can just cannon into cheaply. I don't know that Sprite's the card I actually want here. So we're going to blindly cannon. Excuse me, very gaseous today. It's so rude. I don't expect Lava Coil to be very... Oh, no, 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 no! What did I do that for? I put it in the play tapped. Oh, well. Alright, guess we're charting into 1-drops. I had to pay 2 life and play cannons. Opponent didn't have a land last turn, though. Alright, search for his Kanta. Can't wait for that card to rotate so people don't feel like they're obligated to play whatchamacallit. This is probably some like Turbo Hydroid Krasis deck. Alright, so now let's go ahead and attack again, and let's actually play Vance's Blasting Cannons this turn. With our opponent mana screwed, it's probably right to just get creatures on board. No, don't want to draw lands. I wish I had a way to trade in Lava Coil for something. If I draw like Chart a Course, I could do that. Just main phase of Chart a Course. Ooh, Legion Warboss is really good against them, so that seems good. Let's stick Blasting Cannons here. If Cannons ever flips, that gives us an out to just kill them with the Cannons if they find board wipes and whatnot. But I haven't seen too much BANT, so I don't really know what to expect. They drew their card for turn. They didn't ditch it. Which leads me to believe it's not a land. Or that it is a land. Okay. Sure, they can still play a land. So they could untap with like Fumigate type card. Clamor Shaman again. The haste might matter on that. So I think what we're going to do here is play Legion Warboss into Light Up the Stage. This gets an extra point of damage in with the Warboss. And Light Up the Stage hopefully hits a land. Actually, we can Surveil and try and keep a land on top here. Opponent's under a lot of pressure. They're going to need a board wipe, I think. Which is not unreasonable. Alright, let's go and get Herald out of here. Trying to keep a land on top. Chart a Course I don't want. Alright, well we're going to Light Up the Stage, hopefully hit a land, play Siren Stormtamer, and then if we do play Siren Stormtamer, we get to actually flip the cannons right now. Nope, hit a mountain, not an island. So no luck with that. So yeah, the Warboss makes 1/1s, which is good with Cavalcade, but it's worth noting that Mentor does make it so that Wilderness Reclamation. Okay. Oh, right, of course. We're playing against some sort of Nexus deck. So we got to watch out for, I guess, Settle the Wreckage. So our opponent can Nexus starting next turn. But, you know what stops Settle the Wreckage? Siren Stormtamer. And do I play Clamor Shaman here? What else could they even have? Oh, they have Fogs, right? Yeah, this is Turbo Fog, BANT Fog. Which is annoying. Let's play Tetsuko. I assume we're going to get fogged here. And then they're probably going to take all the turns for the rest of the time. Hopefully they go for Settle. And forget that Siren Stormtamer can stop that. We want to put the 1/1 counter on, I guess, just a Goblin. Doesn't matter too much. Yep. Okay. Not quick enough to kill them. We can ditch that. Cavalcade of Calamity does get through Root Snare, though, so I think that's going to be the card we look for here. And they're not going to take any damage. What do we cast this turn? Tetsuko plus a 1-drop, so we're just going to go ahead and cast... I guess I'll cast another Siren Stormtamer here. And that'll flip the Blasting Cannons. Alright, so the opponent can start going off with Nexus of Fate. Ooh, double. So they can still Nexus of Fate here. They untap, they float all the mana, they untap. If they float mana here, I assume we're getting Nexus, which is very annoying. We get to sit here and watch our opponent play Magic. Yep. Okay. Shuffles back. Go ahead and watch this for a little while. We're going to just have to hope that we draw Cavalcade and they don't have infinite Nexuses. Oh, and we get to sit here and watch them untap and do all sorts of nonsense. Kind of sweet with the Arch of Araska. They can draw a card in between each Wilderness Reclamation trigger. Sure, whatever. Sure. We'll just auto pass here. So, in case you wanted to see the most boring standard deck of all time, we're playing against it right now. We were one shot short of killing the opponent. They do have a lot of fogs and stuff in their deck, so it's possible they just don't draw a Nexus at some point, and then they have to pass. This is not... does not make for a very fun deck. It's also a pretty top-tier deck, so I don't know why they're not playing best of 3. Okay, keep it going, keep it going. Okay. If they cast another Nexus, I'll go and concede. We've seen enough to know how this works, right? We're not going to be able to build up enough of a board to kill them, I don't think. Especially not them having 3 Chemister's Insights. This does play out a little bit faster in person than it does on Arena or online. How are you guys doing today? Doing alright? Because I'm doing fine. Hey, we get to untap? Oh, got us. Go and play in these counter spells and whatnot. Show me the absorb. Yay. I don't think there's no way I'm winning this game. I'm just playing stuff out. Let the opponent play their next turn here. Go for it, opponent. Wow. So, oh, and they've got the search active now? Hey, it's that guy. I'm just kind of letting my opponent have a little bit of fun here. Okay. At least my opponent is going through relatively fast. At least they know what to do with their own deck. I don't think you play a deck like this and not know how to make it work. Alright. Well, I think you guys have seen enough. Let's go ahead and go to the next match. We can sit here and watch our opponent take infinite turns and exile our permanents and do all that stuff, but for the sake of our time and their time, sorry, Luzaz, you're a bad person, but I respect your time. Let's go and play, excuse me, one more and see how we do. See you there. Alright, last match. Again, here's Arena's programming that puts your most expensive card in your deck in your opening hand basically every time. But the cannon seemed good the last couple games. It didn't seem necessary, but it seemed good. We are going to lead off with Siren Stormtamer, and we do get to take the play for this one. And we got a lot of card advantage here through all 4 of these cards, so hopefully just rattle off a couple creatures and not play against them, the Scourge. Against another blue deck? That doesn't mean too much at the moment. We are going to shock and probably play Terramander plus light up the stage. This gets a creature down, gets us very close to probably hitting our 3rd land drop, which we did. So next turn we can go Sulphur Falls, Instigator, and hopefully draw a 1-drop. Get these spells in our graveyard early on. Are we playing against mono blue? Could be. Alright, let's go Sulphur Falls, and yeah, I don't really want to miss up on a free card here. Looks like mono blue. Or some sort of Esper deck missing colors or something like that. Drown Secrets. Oh, we're against Mill. Did not see that coming. Nobody sees Mill coming. Alright, let's go ahead and attack, cast a Chart, of course, and hopefully draw into our fourth land, and then probably play Tetsuko. If we don't hit our fourth land, it's not great, but if we don't hit our fourth land, we're probably hitting a 1-drop. All right, opponent mills us. We don't care too much about that. That might actually actively be good for us with the Pteramander. Okay, we did draw our fourth land. Let's go and play Tetsuko. We have 2 spells in graveyard right now. If I cast Chart a Course, that puts 3. I could activate Pteramander next turn. Still think I'm just putting out more creatures here. So Drowned Secrets mills us 2 anytime they cast a blue spell. Another Drowned Secrets, okay. Well, the mill clock is on. It's their life total versus our library. And Well Lost Thoughts, so mill 4, 5, 6, 7. Not bad. Probably means we can activate Pteramander here, though. Yep, there goes Light Up the Stage. This is a quick clock. Unfortunately, they can't block anything. Alright, Cavalcade gone. Oh, this mill's 4. Alright, let's count up exactly how many spells are in our graveyard. We have 1, 2, 3. So we could activate Pteramander Bash for 5, 6, 7. Gotta assume my opponent's playing some sort of interaction, right? Can I afford to cast a Chart a Course? That would put 4 spells in the graveyard, right? No, we can't activate Chart a Course, so let's just go in on Pteramander here. See what happens. Mono blue. What could they have that really punishes us? They could play River's Rebuke, I guess. Psychic Corrosion, the counter spell. I don't think they're going to mill us out before we kill them with damage, even though this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mill. Another Wall of Lost Thoughts would put us really close to dead next turn. Blink of an eye. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. So 20 cards left after we draw here. Probably going to play out as many creatures as we can at this point. Okay, Sulphur Falls was good. So now we can go at the whenever you cast your third spell. Yeah, so we can go Blasting Cannons, Pteramander. Have 2 Pteramanders at the ready. Put our opponent down to 6. And flip Blasting Cannons. Our opponent has to mill us for 20 next turn, which isn't very likely, but I guess is possible. So Pteramander number 1, Pteramander number 2. Yeah, I do want to transform this. And we'll ship. So we should have a bunch of spells in graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these cost 3. I can adapt both of them next turn, or I can hold up Spitfire. Anticipate. Okay. I don't think they're going to be able to mill us this turn. Even another wall at best does what? 8? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll see, though. Could be some surprise card I'm not thinking of. Okay, wall puts us down to 8 cards left. And then they only have 1 blue left. They've already played a land this turn. So I think we activated Pteramander, attack with everything, and then hold up Spitfire. Opponent almost got us here. In fact, we don't even need to activate Pteramander, but we're going to. Should only cost 2 mana. Oh, 1 mana to activate? Okay. Well, that makes that easy. And that's going to be GG against Mill. Cool, we played against 5 different decks. That's nice. We did lose. What did we lose to? Oh, right. Banned Reclamation nonsense. But hey, we beat a Sultai deck. We beat Mill, I guess. We beat Mono Red, but they had a pretty bad draw. And I don't even remember what the last deck we beat is, but we can take 4-1 here. Not that we're actually keeping track of matches or anything. But it was fun overall. I hope you enjoy the deck. Again, this is one of a few decks that I'm working on where Cavalcade is kind of the centerpiece that I'm building around. And you saw exactly what it's trying to do. I think, again, Vance's Blasting Cannons is not necessary, right? It's just kind of a cute addition. Legion Warboss and Clamor Shaman are probably cards that could be replaced with more 1s or 2-drops that I'm not thinking of. I do think 1 Tetsuko is fine, but again, not necessary. Most of your creatures are already pretty evasive. 4 Cavalcades I like. It does stack in multiples, and I think maybe like it's right to go down like Blasting Cannons and Clamor Shamans and bring in like maybe Blink of an Eye or some early interactive spell, right? I'm not 100% sure if Cavalcade's even better than Favorable Winds, but Favorable Winds decks are kind of cool, and they're mono blue, so the mana's tighter. The mana here is pretty awkward, as you saw. You shock yourself a lot, or sometimes you don't have blue on turn 1, or mountain on turn 2. But through Chart of Courses and Light Up the Stages, you usually have enough ways to find whatever you need, and you are pretty low curve, so I'm not even sure what is this 16, 23 lands. You could probably go down to like 22 or 21 and still be fine, especially since Light of the Stage often finds you a land and usually only costs 1 mana to cast. Especially if you cut these top end, you curve out at like 2, right? So, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see people's take on it. If you've built around Cavalcade yet, I'll kind of give you a little sneak peek of another deck that I'm building. I haven't tried it out yet. It's not completely done, and I'm really just, that's not it. That is not the right deck. Here you go, Naya Cavalcade. So that's looking to play mostly gold cards with Hero of Precinct 1 to build out a board. Swiftblade Vindicator, your removal spells are Justice Strike and Intervention, which are just more gold cards for Hero of Precinct 6. And you have like March of the Multitudes, Legion Warboss, Amara, and the Hero to kind of build out a board. But I'm going to try this out and see what I can put together with it. I still don't know the numbers yet, but with the 4 heroes, a card that I think is very, very good in Standard, it does incentivize us to build really weird decks. So that's another Cavalcade deck that I'm working on, and we'll have a video for that when I'm at a point where I think it's fun to play and works. So I hope you enjoyed Blue-Red Cavalcade. You can go and give me feedback in the comments below. You can like and subscribe and do all that good stuff if you feel like it. But yeah, I really want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think of the deck. Thank you for watching. My name's Timothy here with Mana Rocks. Appreciate you spending your time with me, and I'll see y'all next time.